last thing, preliminary hearings are Wednesday with Reese, so take it easy on me, Reese. And looking forward to that. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Stephen. From there, we will go to CNM. Claudia, I know you're on Zoom. Do you have anything to say?
Hey, can y'all hear me, or should I send what I have to someone else?
No, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay, hey everyone. I'm so sad that I'm missing our first in-person Senate, but I am very sick coughing during this. Ignore me, but I just have a few quick updates of what CNN was up to over the summer. So first, our directors of internal communication have worked on making adjustments to the This Week in SGA email template that we've been using for the past few years to help increase effectiveness and clarity for SGA members. We're also in the process of brainstorming some ideas to help SGA members stay on the same page. Also, reminder all of you, don't forget to put any announcements of any events or things that y'all have coming up into the This Week in SGA submission. You can always find that at the bottom of each This Week in SGA email, and those will be starting up again after the cabinet retreat. I hope y'all also enjoyed the This Summer in SGA. That's the first time we've done that. The directors of external communication have also been working on a newsletter for organization leaders that will go out each month and kind of highlight the events and the hard work that the student in all those organizations are doing. The first newsletter should be sent out within the next few months. We're still developing that line of communication between SGA and the leaders of all of those organizations. And then we're working on finishing updating the website, and hopefully that will be done soon. Also with all of our media ops, we're scheduling all of our posts and any shoots that we have coming up. So be on the lookout from any emails from them, but hopefully I'll get to see you guys back in person next week.
Yes, and hopefully a group photo soon for all of us as well. All right, thank you, Claudia. From there, we will move to outreach with Miss Boudreau.
Hey y'all, so excited to finally see you back in person instead of on a Zoom screen. Just some things from outreach, from external affairs. We have a meeting with Mayor Anders on Friday, so looking forward to that. Lobby board applications are due really soon. It's September 6th by 4:45 p.m. People always submit them the last 5 minutes, and if they have problems, we can't guarantee that they can be considered for membership. So make sure if you have anyone interested, you're having them submit that before 4:45, preferably like well before 4:45. And then last week, Rhett, Gwen, Cole, and I were able to go to Montgomery to meet Governor Kay Ivey, so that was really awesome, to celebrate College Colors Day. And that just kind of celebrates the achievements of higher education from public universities in Alabama, so that was really cool. And besides that, we have Hay Day coming up, so I hope to see all of y'all as volunteers, or at least out on the concourse, visiting the different booths we'll have set up. And then also research forms. I touch on this every single time, but please give yourself ample time between submitting that and when you need it done by. It takes usually 2 to 3 weeks. And then for DEI, we have our listening tours starting for this semester. If you're part of an identity-based organization and we haven't reached out to y'all yet, please connect with Jordan Branchman. We've had some trouble finding the new execs of some organizations, so if y'all haven't been reached out to yet, please reach out to us as soon as possible so we can get it scheduled. But that is all from outreach.
Thank you, Molly. Initiatives. Mr. Mike.
Okay, I'll try to keep this brief. A couple new things. Bless you. A couple things from last semester that we would like to still promote and continue is one, late night dining started again this week, and also the Lyft program is back up and running again. So now, if you were here earlier, you're about to hear this again. But does everyone in this room have their mobile access pass in their Apple Wallet? Everybody? And does everyone know how to fully explain how to do that? Well, I'm going to run through it anyway. So basically, we've had a little bit of trouble getting everyone to download the card into their Apple Wallet. A lot of students, if anyone went to convocation, you notice that a lot of students have it in their Get app and they don't have it on their phone yet. And for it to work, as demonstrated earlier, I'll do it right here. What? Well, basically, you're supposed to put the camera right on the middle of the monitor. So you just put it right down there. And that's how it works. A lot of people have also been doing that wrong, which we've had problems with, because some of the complaints turned out to be user error, but it is working properly. We just need everyone to provide their access card. Currently, yes, question.
What about phones that are not Apple phones?
If they're not Apple phones, it still works on Android. Do you have Android?
I was just curious for people.
Yeah, it comes on.
Yes. So also in the future, we just received 2 different screen recording videos, one for Apple and one for Android. That will both be able to be promoted for clarification on the downloading process. Anyways, so in the student section, this is another cool thing that we were actually given 2 more sections in the student section this year. So Auburn student section is now a lot bigger, which means a lot more students will get to experience this. And if you really think about it, half of our student body has never seen what a full game day experience can be. And with that being said, the reason why this mobile access is very important is because if not everyone has theirs downloaded correctly, then it will be a very large cluster trying to get into the stadium, and everyone will be really late, and it may not serve as the best first impression to all the students who haven't seen a real game day. So currently, as I said, we're at 8,000. Our target is at 16,000. So basically, we need to be at double what we're at now in 2 weeks. That is by the Auburn game. So take that information and please go share it with everyone, and look forward to tomorrow or the next day. We will be shortly coming out with more graphics and promotional videos, as well as athletics. We've been working with them, and they're also posting another round of graphics and videos. Question in the back.
Yeah, so mine is like showing up on my Apple Watch, but it doesn't show up on my Apple wallet on my phone. Do you have any reports of anything? You know what's going on with that?
So you're saying that it shows up on your wallet,
It
or
shows up on my watch. I don't have my watch on me today, but
oh, that's a bummer.
and it shows up in my settings for Apple Wallet, the one I double tap or and then then pass stuff that comes in. It's not in there. So
Do you have the Get mobile app, and you clicked Add to Apple Wallet?
And then so when I go and get it, it says add it to iPhone and Apple Watch. But
Let me look at yours after. That's the first I've heard of something like that, but that's kind of the consensus of it. So, any other questions? Last few questions? Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Mike. And with our office hours starting this week, this is something I hugely want to push to all of you. Literally make your office hours this coming week be, of course, collecting feedback and responding to events coming up, but every single person who passes, please literally be shouting out like, hey, have you added your mobile, your Tiger card to your wallet? Because like Mike said, if we don't have that happen, the beginning of the football season could look very poor, with literally students not being able to get into the stadium. So, with that being said, Tyler.
Hey, retreats on Saturday. Turn it up. Y'all ready? This gonna be fun. No? Okay. For most of y'all, this is your first SGA retreat. I feel like you should be excited. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm excited to see y'all at 8:30 on Saturday. So if you ain't ready, you got a couple of days to get ready. We can try again later. So about from 8:30 to 2:30, we're gonna have lunch at the Edge. It's just gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a good time. Make sure that you guys are there. A couple of more things that we have coming out is freshman forum applications and close next Thursday. So if you have any freshmen that you're thinking of or would want to do it, make sure that you tell them the applications are closing soon. Another thing about applications that Ms. Homecoming nominations are going to close on Wednesday. So with that, I'll go ahead and see who y'all would want to nominate. A senior has completed at least, can you wait to explain the directions graph? Senior completed 90 hours, and so far Reese Lisenby, Madison Allen, and Lauren Malone have all been asked and accepted so far. And so if y'all have anyone other than those three, now you can go. Grab. See there? Anybody else?
Can we nominate Claudia Auburn?
You cannot. Sorry, she was also nominated earlier, so now tell her that she's popular. If that's not it. Okay, sweet. And lobby board applications are also open. I'm trying to think of anything that Rhett would want to say. He had a good summer. Yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll just text y'all. I don't know.
Thank you so much, Tyler. And so I believe that now concludes our reports from our officers. Of course, I'll talk a little bit later. And we'll now move into the reports from the colleges. I would ask, since we do not have microphones at the front of the room, if you would just stand and project as close as you can into this Eagle Eye TV microphone. That would be much appreciated. And I know this is our first time meeting, so no need to elaborate on things, just to say things. So try and keep it clear, concise, but let us know what's going on. So with that, we will begin with at-large.
Mason, at large. Hey guys, just wanted to say I got some great feedback from the
Louder.
freshmen. Louder?
Yes.
Okay. Got some great feedback from freshmen about their Welcome Week experience. The events that the university and UPC, is that better?
Yeah.
I just hard of hearing.
Okay. The events that the university and UPC put on were great, and a lot of freshmen felt very welcome. Also wanted to say that JD Jones is putting together a committee to continue to work on the study spaces resolution before bringing what they found to administration. And so if you'd be interested in helping him out with that, let him know. That's it.
Thank you, at-large. Moving now into agriculture.
Morgan, agriculture. We had our welcome back picnic last Thursday, and we had about 300 people, which is huge for our
Wow.
college. So really fun, great to see those faces. A lot of freshmen, so really excited for that. I met with schools council today and our advisor, and we're going to be having our first ag council meeting this upcoming Thursday, so not this week, the week after. And we are also meeting with forestry to get a joint tailgate together for Ole Miss.
That is awesome. Major snaps to you guys. Thank you so much. From there, we'll move to business. Huddled in the back.
Brown business.
Ooh, yes. Nice. Nice.
We're doing our office hours in the HHH lobby, and they're Hope and Andrew Wednesday at 9, Nick, me, and Ashton Monday at 1, and then Hayden Wednesday at 3:30. And then Tiger Bread Company is back open, but yeah, they're not making sandwiches yet. It's just grab and go, but I think they're gonna do that soon. And then we got dibs implemented in HHH, so that's
Look
awesome.
at you guys go. My goodness. Thank you very much. Moving to CAD C.
Hinton Cat C. On Friday, our Welcome Week event of lunch in the Dudley Courtyard was a great success. We had over 350 students and faculty, which is pretty good for us.
Jeez, look at us go.
Senator Harris and I, along with our school's council, handed out T-shirts, and I think we handed out over 300. We were sweating like crazy. But on to office hours. I will be in Dudley Hall on Tuesdays from 2 to 3 in the main floor, and Senator Harris will be in the Gorey building on Mondays from 2 to 1 p.m. We are looking forward to the fall semester, and we have a lot of events planned.
Thank you so much. COSAM, who is the only college that hasn't sent me their office hours.
Are currently discussing, we're actually planning on being in the Science Center classroom building, which is different from last year when we were in the laboratory building. And so with that, we want to find perfect arrangements. And so that's, that time that's not being sent. So getting that worked out. We also had a really successful last Thursday Welcome Week event, which was donuts in front of the Science Center laboratory building. So a good amount of donuts, great amount of conversations with new freshmen, as well as returning, COSAM students. So all in all, great first week.
Thank you so much. Moving to education.
After education, not much from us this week, but Senator Dodd and I have finalized our office hours. She's going to be on
Mondays from 12:30 to 1:30. And then I'm going to be on Thursdays from 10:15 to 11:15. And then we'll both be located in the Haley Center by Einstein. And Einstein and the bookstore both denied us for holding our signs, so we still have to figure that out. We'll figure it out.
Thank you, Kyla. Moving to engineering.
Drop-in and drop-in peer advising and tutoring is available in BK. Also, if you're a peer advisor from a different college, text me because I just want to talk to you about what you're doing and see what we're doing. So, also we're going to start sending senators to e-council meetings. They have those once a month. So we're going to start doing that. And I think this is cool. ESS is starting a program for students that have been on medical, academic, or family leave, like a rehabilitation support group type thing. So that's going to run from September to October, just for students that have been absent from school to get back in those communities. That's all.
Thank you so much. Forestry and Wildlife Sciences.
Starling School of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences. So our Welcome Back Wednesday went really well last week. We had not that many people, but it was a good turnout for the School of Forestry. We are very little. And during that time, I got to speak with our Associate Dean about his expectations for my role this year, as well as get news about, you'll recall from spring, I was getting invested in a bird collision project.
Yes.
He let me know that there has been ordered a film for our atrium windows to test to see if it reduces those deaths.
Awesome.
Good news.
Hey.
There we go. That is all.
Thank you so much. Moving to the grad school.
DeVore Grad School. So I said my office hours are going to be on Wednesdays. They're going to vary just depending on Dean's Cafe that we have for the graduate school, and then otherwise they'll be in the Mel building. First graduate student council meeting of this semester is this week. It's Wednesday at 7 p.m. from 7 to 8. It'll be on Zoom at least to start, and we'll go from there. So if anyone would like to join, you're welcome to. I'm also going to be getting an updated list of the departmental senators that we have within Graduate Student Council and share that with Cole so that can be shared with all of you. So if you directly want feedback from graduate students within your college, you're welcome to do so.
That's awesome.
It's a great contact. Graduate school will be tabling for O-Days this semester on Wednesdays from 10 to 2 p.m. So look out for us. If you know anyone or anyone in your school is looking at considering graduate school, the graduate school in particular is looking at increasing the number of undergraduate students from Auburn who enroll in graduate school here. So be on the lookout for that. And then in terms of things that have been happening since our last meeting, I had a few long conversations with students who are having issues with name changes and how their name's represented. So for example, for those graduate students who are instructors of record, turns out that the instructor listing and all of that in the Tiger scheduler is actually the previous banner version, even though everything else has been updated. So there's a transgender student who their dead names are still on there and they don't want that represented, so investigating that. Also other graduate students who are returning to their maiden name, they had bad past relationships and no longer want that last name associated with them. It's been updated in some areas but not in all. So that's definitely something to work on. And then also parking has been a major issue. So we got less than 200 B-zone parking spaces. And to give you an idea, there's about 2,500 graduate students who have assistantships. And with assistantships, it could be lab materials that they're carrying around due to their research. Could be instructors who are having to carry around other materials. So I know that we're working with Parking Services Director. The Dean has been very receptive to all of the students and their feedback. So yeah, that's what's going on. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Ward. And just to give her a shout out, because I love a shout out, look at the link she sent me for her office hours. Does everyone see that? It's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. Anyway, thank you so much. Moving to Human Sciences.
Williams, Human Sciences. Hi guys, nice to see all your faces. Okay. Our welcome week went really good. We got the kind of ice truck all be out there. It was nice. Got to interact with some freshmen. The ambassadors also help people get around Spital because no one knows where Spital 144 is, so that went well. The biggest thing is that we have our office hour, and really excited to announce that not only myself, but the two schools council officers, we all have the same office hour. So that's really nice. It'll be Wednesday from 2 to 3 in Spital 234, and our sign will be kept in our recruiting office. And then the biggest thing is that we've been in contact with our SCPS, yes, liaison, Dr. Miller, and I really do encourage everyone to get in contact with them and not only just like say that you're here, but actually plan events. We had her speak at our officer meeting Friday and our meeting today with the ambassadors, and we are planning for her to come and have like a town hall with our freshmen and sophomores and like actually utilize her. So I really encourage everyone to reach out to their person.
Thank you so much. Two things. One is I loved your point of the SCPS liaison and utilizing them. Ms. DeVore, once again to bring her name up, had phenomenal opportunities that she's doing within the grad school, of which I need to send you guys an email probably sometime this week. She gave me permission to send you guys those. And then also, snaps for our new head Camp War Eagle counselor right here, Ms. Williams. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Thank you, guys.
So thank you very much. Moving to liberal arts.
Belser, liberal arts, is that good enough? Yeah, okay. So we had a few things. Last week we had on Wednesday our Cookies with CLA event outside of Kitchener. I actually wasn't there because I was working another event, but from a member I talked to on our schools council, it had a really great turnout, and so they had a lot of students come by, which is really great because we actually had our dean step down over the summer, and so we have an interim dean that was appointed from within the college, so we've been building connections with her, and so we're really excited to work with her. Also hear a little bit about the process of selecting a new dean. Our dean did not leave, he actually just stepped back into a professorship role. A few other things. Tomorrow we'll be having our headshots for the entire college, and then on Wednesday we will also be having a GRE prep course, so that'll be really exciting. We also have our office hours set. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. From there, nursing.
Nursing. Hey everybody, we had a great welcome week. We had donuts on Monday morning. We ordered 600 and they were all gone by the end of the day. We were really surprised by that. That was pretty fun. We've heard a lot about parking from all of our students, so we've been kind of having some issues with that, so we're figuring out how that's going to work. I heard one student said they got to class at like 7:15 and that they still couldn't park in our main parking lot. So we're kind of figuring out what that looks like and setting our office hours. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much. Pharmacy.
Nice Pharmacy. So I have set my office hours to be Wednesdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. just because that's what's going to work best for the pharmacy school. And then also I'm working with the student council to revise a bunch of our bylaws as well as add in some things that just need to be added. And we are doing lots of student programming this week for the Harrison School of Pharmacy's birthday. It's our 136th. So we're having scavenger hunts and trivia with prizes and cupcakes on Thursday for our students. So this is the first time we've done something like this. I'm going to make sure to collect feedback on that just to see how everybody liked it and how we can improve. And then I am working with an organization within the pharmacy school to put on a health fair at a tailgate on September 25th. So that should be a lot of fun. It's open to everyone. Some more details to come on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least, and wait a minute, can I congratulate you? Did you get engaged this summer?
Oh no, I've been married for 2 years.
What? Okay. Well, congratulations. Fully unaware of that. Congratulations. Been a round of applause. So thank you. Yes, VetNet. Here we go.
Lauren, VetNet. So my college is in its third week of classes. Exams are in full swing. It's really nice to have all of our students on campus. With that being said, dining is an issue because we don't have dining. So at our dean's hour, that was brought up multiple times. So I'm kind of looking into that and what we can do about that. SGA did table at our first year orientation, so that was nice to meet Ms. Adams. We had a couple people come by and interested, so that was really neat. And
Thank you, and congrats to the mister. That concludes our reports of our colleges, and we will now move into committee reports, beginning with academic affairs.
Macro liberal arts. Okay, so we've got some exciting developments in the projects that we've been working on, and I'll also so our grad student equitable mentorships program, so we're finalizing our benchmarking questions for that, and then we're finalizing mentorship definitions, and then our Canvas calendar website posting resolution. So essentially that was trying to get like top hat, pack back, all those type of things posted on Canvas so you don't have to keep up with like 8 different websites. We're working on our rough draft for that resolution. It's in the works. We've got a pretty decent amount of whereas statements, but we're trying to narrow them down. And we have a list of gathered statistics that we're also incorporating. Our grade implementation initiative, it has a lot of benchmarking behind it now, and we're working on the next steps for it. And just a reminder, that one was trying to get grades into Canvas faster, especially around finals week. And then the loanable laptops initiative, unfortunately there's been some complications in that. The library kind of already had a program, and so working with them, we're kind of sorting through some of the errors in that, but we're getting that one up and rolling again now that the year's back.
Thank you, Gavin. Moving to budget and finance with Miss Lisenby.
Lisenby at large. So a few things from the summer. Budget and Finance has all of the final budgets turned in, and we start preliminary hearings tomorrow. So tomorrow we have preliminary hearings from 4:30 to 5:30, and Wednesday from 4 to 5:50. Final budget hearings will be August 7th and 8th, and we don't have those times yet. But we do have a reserve fund request coming through tonight, and I'll explain that a little bit more later. But as of right now, I would like to suspend the rules of order.
There has been a motion made to suspend the rules of order. Is there a second? It is seconded. We will now move into a vote. Let's just do this one verbally. All of those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it, and the bill, I apologize, and the motion is passed. The rules are suspended.
Okay. I move to move PSSB 21083001 from a future order to a current order.
A motion has been made to move the future order to a current order. Is there a second? Second. The motion has been seconded. Is there any debate? Seeing that there is no debate, we'll move into a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it, and the move is passed.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Moving from BNF into Code of Laws.
Non-parent education. So again, kind of not much on the Code of Laws side. A lot of our stuff that we wrapped up in the summer kind of came to a good end there. A couple things that we are looking at is picking back up where we left off with the schools council and Senate attendance. Still want to get some more feedback on that. I have a full document with a lot of feedback so far, but I'm planning to get some more and then hopefully be able to make a presentation for proposing a possible piece of legislation. But just to update you guys on that side of things, and then also implementing the, what's it called? The absence policy for schools council into the Code of Laws, into that new section that we just restructured and passed. But that's it for us this week.
Thank you so much, Kyla. To DEI, Mr. Grannon.
Belser Liberal Arts. So a few of the same things we've been working on, as I described in our meeting earlier with the AVPs and committee chairs. My committee had a lot of different people all over the place, so we're really excited to get everybody back here so we can get back to work. So J.D. Jones's study spaces bill is going to be really important. The liaison, actually codifying liaisons into the code, because it's sort of been a pseudo thing that we've been working out of from Box. So actually getting that coming through committee this week, and then a couple of new things. So firstly, Riley and I and a couple others have been working on a commendation for all of the Auburn current and former athletes who competed in the Olympics, and so we are writing that. That's going to be really exciting. DEI, the reason why that's sort of, I'm talking about it, is because Suni Lee being the first Hmong American to compete in an Olympics, let alone win a medal, it's very important to talk about. Another thing, switching gears entirely, I know you guys have been hearing a lot of feedback about it. I know I have, some of you may have experienced it, but sort of travel times from very close locations to campus to actually getting on campus. So from a practical standpoint, working with John David Matthews on that, I don't know what that's going to look like exactly, but I know that that is an equity issue, that a lot of students, they can't necessarily live on Magnolia or live right close to campus, have some issues with, taking a really long time to get to campus from, 2 miles away, 3 miles away. So if that means better supporting our, Tiger Transit infrastructure, whatever that
Yeah, thank you. I do want to interject. Me and Michael communicated to Abby Ronson, who is going to meet with Mayor Anders this Friday about that crosswalk on 320, across from 320 West Mag, where no one can drive because there's a steady stream of students. So thank you, Brandon. Moving into student affairs, however that report can't be given. John David's not here, but I can report what he gave in our previous meeting that happened at 6:15. Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Go for it.
Preston, Student Affairs is meeting Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. in the involvement suite. And Jake is finalizing details about basketball lines. And I have created a survey about getting ice machines in a central location for housing. And I have QR codes to pass out after this. And then same what Brandon was saying about Riley and Brandon working on accommodation for alumni and current students who were in the 2020 Olympics.
Thank you. Last but not least, Executive Mr.
Sullivan, Engineering. I just want to say, great to see all of our faces back in here. Even if I can only see from the eyes up, it's still refreshing to be back together as a group. First and foremost, I would like to apologize. Obviously, we did not have our paper agendas today. There's been some changes over the summer to how we can put it in the involvement suite. And I know I have access. So, of course, when I waited to 7:15 to print them, I come in. With that, I know Senator Preston said that there was QR codes to pass out. Senator Matthews asked me to print those out, but when I was printing out agendas, those also don't get printed. I will be sending those out in your follow-up, or in my emails with office hours, so you can use them there. We'll also have them printed by next week. I'll probably leave a stack of them in the involvement suite. If you're ever up there next to the SGA workspace, you can just grab them right then. With that, Senate Exec is meeting again. So this year, this semester, we're doing a little bit better than 7:45 on Fridays. We have 7 a.m. on Thursdays. A reminder that all of you do, or all of you are required to attend one of those meetings per semester.
Yes, you are.
They're really fun, great way to start your day. Actually cannot imagine a better way to start my day.
I have fun.
So while I expect, or all of you are required to attend one, it would be awesome if you attended multiple. We'd love to have you. And then office hours, so we'll be resuming office hours. This coming week, so I'll be sending out that email either right after the Senate meeting or at 8 a.m. tomorrow with office hours. So it'll continue to be one involvement hour and one college office hour. I was kind of reflecting on my time in SGA, and I kind of realized that we've never really had, at least I haven't, and that means that no one else that is currently serving as senator has had an opportunity to really dive into what it means to do an involvement office hour. So I just wanted to reiterate that office hour can be anything related to SGA. So we saw a great example of that with Ask Me this week, where, or I guess that was last week. For the first day of school, students could come in, they didn't know where to go, they needed some help, they would ask you a question. Great way to give back to students. So there's going to be events like that, Heyday coming up all throughout the semester, kind of cabinet events. And I really encourage you to use your involvement office hour to sign up and work one of those events. One, it's a really great way to engage with students. Students don't care what they don't know about, so if they don't know who you are, they don't care about what you're doing, you're not out there talking to them. And while yes, we do have these awesome new signs for all of our college office hours, it still is much more engaging to have some sort of event, some sort of activity where you can actually make an impact on a student's day right then and there, and also hopefully gather some feedback while you're doing it. So moving forward, I really hope that you kind of capitalize on all the opportunities that Cabinet provides you, and really take advantage of utilizing your office hours to the max. I will also say just real quick, I know this semester is just starting. We think that we have all the time in the world in front of us, but we have September, one more meeting in August, but September, October, and the half of November, 3 weeks in November. Right, and then we hit Christmas, that's going to be hectic, and then you hit January. So we're really looking at 3.5 months of really time that we can get a lot of work done. So while it seems like we have a lot of time, there's a lot of stuff, Thanksgiving, Christmas, kind of blocking some of that. So please, don't wait, please hit the ground running, utilize your office hours, utilize your committee chairs, utilize me as much as you can, and let's kind of pump out some work, get some good things done, and help you students.
Thank you, Graf. This this will conclude our reports from our committees, and we'll now move into reports from liaisons. So let's start off with honors.
That thing can pick me up back here, right?
Yes, I think so.
Owens, Honors Congress Liaison. Sorry, y'all, if I stutter. I'm just happy to be back here. See y'all.
Me too.
I have a lot to say, so I'll get started. The Honors Congress leadership team has worked extensively hard over the last summer to prepare for the following semester, and that hard work has revealed itself through our successful first week. We hosted our Welcome Week event last Wednesday behind Cater Hall. It was an excellent event as we had a great turnout full of bright freshmen that were both excited and curious about Honors Congress and what it does. We also helped run Freshman Frenzy the following Friday, also behind Cater Hall. It was a really nice return to normalcy, as this was the first Freshman Frenzy event in over 2 years. Everything ran smoothly thanks to our outstanding leadership team, and the Honors Congress also gauged a lot of interest about what we do from that event. Yesterday, the leadership team also hosted a structured leadership retreat at Restretta Lounge from 2 to 5. At this retreat, the team got to know each other as both individuals and leaders. We feel that this kind of event is vital to our success, as taking the time to sit down and learn about each other would help better suit how we run this organization, communicate with each other, and better serve the rest of our honors community. In this event, we also confirmed rules and responsibilities written in the Honors Constitution, as well as introduced a new system that will hold each member accountable for the work they put in and how they represent our community. While we appreciate every member of the team, we also want to be able to keep each member in check of the example they set to the rest of the Honors College. Our first general meeting is going to be held this Wednesday at 7 o'clock in Mel Classroom 2510. We are all incredibly excited as we will put out a large panel of Honors Congress members to help go over what is expected and to answer any questions our incoming freshmen have. We are expecting a large turnout, so we are looking forward to get to work with all of the new members of our community. We also have our upcoming philanthropy event, Congress for Canines, coming up on September 17th. It will be on Cater Lawn, and it will be from 3 to 5. We are partnering up with Pups on the Plains, an Auburn University nonprofit organization whose goal is to rescue and find good homes for dogs and cats. Anyone can come that day and walk a puppy as they please. We will be collecting donations at the event as well as assisting in lawn games. So, in short, we've done a lot and we've got a lot coming up in the next 2 months, and I cannot wait to keep you all updated about everything we are doing. Thank you and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, you as well. I'm in love with you. Moving now to the ASVN.
Participating in that this year, so pray for me, y'all. So if any of you want to provide any support or anything like that, we do have a point of contact. His name is Ricky Bellinger. So if you want to donate something or just like go out there and help serve Thanksgiving dinner for all of the veterans that are going to be participating in this event or anything of that nature, I mean, we would love for you guys to come out and help, or if you know anybody that would want to help, that would be good too. Another big event that I've mentioned in the past is our gala. So that was supposed to be this fall. Through considering all the circumstances with the policies and stuff that's changed on the campus, we've decided to postpone that until the spring. So we're just pouring into Operation Iron Rock and getting our veterans and our service members like worked up towards that event. If you don't want to come, you can totally just cheer us on while we're doing that. It's going to start the day before Thanksgiving. It's going
going to be carrying through Thanksgiving, and we will bring the game ball to the Auburn Arena before the Iron Bowl game begins. So, but other than that, I don't have anything else for y'all.
Thank you. Finally, BSU.
Okay, with it being Monday, today was our first General Assembly. It was great in person, a great turnout. I had a lot of eager freshmen there, ready to learn about BSU and what the organization holds. Speaking of great turnouts, we also had a great welcome week with our events. We had about 200 people show up to our Quick Ties event here in this room earlier this week, well, last week. But yeah, I also inserted a liaison Dropbox within our General Assembly, so any problems we may find as a group, I told them to let me know. I'll bring it to you guys so we could address it and get it solved. And I also, we're implementing a Senate update within BSU. So anything we may talk about this week, I'll talk about the next week in BSU, catch them up to date, let them know what Senate is, what you guys do, the hard work you guys put in, and just keep them up to date. Last but not least, we have freshmen and transfer applications. Their deadlines are coming up for BSU, so if you guys know any transfer students, freshmen, send them our way. We're more than glad to take their application. Last but not least, General Assemblies are every Monday at 5 o'clock here in this room, so you guys are more than welcome to come. Anybody is welcome, so just come be a part of the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Owens. I appreciate that. All right, that concludes our reports from liaisons. So we will now move into current orders of business. So first on the agenda, I believe, is PSSB 210830. Oh, wait. Yeah, wait. Should that say 23? Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. We moved it. My bad. We moved it to a current order. PSSB 21083001, presented by Reese Lisenby.
This funding will be going towards the purchase of new vinyl wrappings displaying Beat Bama Food Drive's redesigned logo for 120 barrels across campus, donated by the Food Bank of East Alabama. These barrels are used to collect non-perishable food donations, which are essential to the operations of the food drive. These vinyl wrappings serve as protection for the containers, as well as a form of physical advertising for Beat Bama Food Drive. So they are just asking for this money because, number one, they got a new logo, so they were going to have to rebrand anyways, but they were given nicer vinyl wrappings so that the food could be stored better before we give it to the food bank.
Oh, yes. Oh, you'll have to amend that, I guess.
Okay. Do we have to do debate? No.
Actually, I don't think we need to amend that. I think it's just an error.
We can fix it.
Yeah, we can fix it. Maybe at large.
You're at large, sorry.
Yeah. All right. Once that's fixed, you can move.
Is that all it says? Okay. I move to pass this bill as written.
A motion has been made to pass this bill as written. Is there a second?
Second.
It is seconded. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we will move into a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye and click the green checkbox in your Zoom chat. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a number counter. All right. The ayes have it. And this bill is passed as written. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're right.
So that, I believe, concludes our current orders, and we will now move into future orders, beginning with PSSB 21083002, presented by Ms. Warren from the College of Veterinary Medicine.
I ask for the approval of the following: Lindsay Powers, College of Veterinary Medicine, Schools Council President; Cindy Prince, College of Veterinary Medicine, Schools Council Vice President.
Thank you. Are there any questions? All right. That wraps up future orders. And as we wrap up future orders, we will now move into announcements. So, and actually, as we move into announcements, I'm going to yield the beginning of my announcement to Kaylee. But before I do that, I just want to talk real fast. Last week, being the other week, Jamie brought me into our office and we had kind of our first one-on-one to talk about this year. In Pearson's absence, things feel a little bit interesting for me, as this is my 4th year in SGA and my first ever meeting I've ever attended without Pearson's presence, which is interesting. I didn't realize how much I relied on him emotionally. And so Jamie asked, what do we want to do? If you had 3 tasks for this next year, like what would you want to see be of your term? Keep dropping things, Tyler. And so what I said is that I felt you all came in at a very interesting point, not only in Senate history, but in college history, right? When it blew my mind when Michael was talking earlier about how most of you haven't had a college experience, or a football experience, that is. That's 27 of you. Like 27 of you have never had a true, I think, right? Or maybe some of you did. Anyway, it just blows my mind to think how interesting this past year has been, namely how different the way Senate has operated has gone. So like what we were talking about is this was my first ever experience in Senate, was in this room. And so we're finally back to our roots, which I think is really cool. And on the theme of going back to our roots, thank you for the snaps, is that I really want us to be focused, definitely, in these next 3 weeks, but indefinitely the rest of our term, to work on being a well-oiled Senate that follows procedures to a T, it's professional in everything that we do and proper. I apologize for being a little lax today, but I felt like it was the right move for our first meeting back altogether. But really wanting us to be fully confident of ourselves, so much so that we don't have to have these moments where we're asking ourselves questions or having to stop and check, and we're working like a well-oiled machine. So I don't think there's anything wrong with, of course, trying to pursue everything that we have going on our plate right now. I heard so many things, awesome things from both the college reports and committee reports that I can't wait to see work be done on. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with really trying to hone in on the basics. Don't know what word I was going there for. And really make sure that we feel very comfortable with what we're doing when it comes to debate, presenting legislation, making amendments, motions, and doing everything on the Senate floor. So, with that being said, we're going to start the year off with a PowerPoint I hope you guys are all familiar with, and let this be a nice beginning refresher. Coleman, shout out Coleman, who was at DC this summer, brought me back a Robert's Rules of Order book that I am making a point. I'm telling you right now, you can all hold me accountable. I will be reading that entire thing and trying to take notes on it. I'm going to. I want to. It's a challenge.
It's unreadable.
No, it is unreadable. I tried today. It was difficult. But I'm going to give it my best effort, and in doing so, I hope I can convey each week a little bit of wisdom to you guys about Robert's Rules, so that the 27 of you who potentially have quite a little bit more time here can be very knowledgeable whether you're in the Senate or not, and be a resource to those to come after you. So with that being said, Kaylee, let's look at this one more time. My hand is very sweaty.
You weren't kidding, it's really
No,
sweaty.
I wasn't kidding.
It's really gross. Okay, so what Cole said, I think for this upcoming semester, it would be awesome if we could all be so familiar with Robert's Rules of Order. So what Cole and I were thinking about doing is every Senate during open forum, I'll do like a Robert's Rules kind of boot camp. And this week we're obviously just going to go over this PowerPoint, make sure everybody really understands this one. And next week we'll probably start with like debate and make sure everyone really understands debate, because when we get into 4 or 5 rounds of debate, everything gets a little bit tricky. So I will make sure that we have a PowerPoint that really explains it, and in Senate, if we have a question, we can refer to that and make sure everything's running like a well-oiled machine, like Cole said. Okay, so with that, let's start. Okay, so this is just a slide. At this point, I feel like we all know what Robert's Rules of Order are, so we can go ahead and skip to the next one. Okay, so proper procedure for presenting legislation as a future order. So you guys have done a really good job at this, actually. So we start out with the author introducing themselves, very important, so Taylor can make her amazing minutes. You're going to read your legislation in its entirety, and then you're going to provide context for your legislation. And then Cole's going to finish by asking if there's any questions.
That was a perfect example earlier with yeah, the vet. That was a perfect example.
Okay, current. So Reese just did a great job doing this, but
So the author is going to introduce themselves, and then they're going to read the legislation verbatim in its entirety. Cole's going to ask for questions. And if any question is posed on the floor, it needs to be directed towards the VP, so Cole. And then he is going to then defer that question to who it's supposed to be answered by if he's not answering it himself. It's usually going to be the author, but you should always be directing your question towards the podium, towards Cole. And then he's going to start debate, and the author of the legislation has the right to speak first in debate, and then they can provide the context for their legislation here. And then, so the debate is going to close when the discussion is naturally ended, which in most cases that's what's going to happen. Or there's a 2/3 vote that we're going to close the debate. So we've seen that happen. That happened 1 or 2 summits ago, July 12th. The author then will make the main motion, and the motion will be seconded by another member. The vice president then recognizes the motion, asks if there's any debate. The VP will restate the motion that's being presented, and if necessary, will clarify the consequences of yes or no votes. And then Cole will call for a vote.
And if I'm correct, keep going with this one.
Well, this is the graph example again. You guys remember it. But this was him presenting a current order about replacing every Starbucks with a Dunkin'. And he received a question from other senators. And this is how it would go if it was perfect.
Yeah, our
Cole
next
v. Cole.
current order, PSSR, something brought to you by Gressel.
I'll be graph. Sullivan Engineering.
I say, are there any questions about this resolution? Play your part, come on.
How many students were asked about their opinion of Starbucks versus Dunkin'?
And who would that be directed to? Who would that question be directed to?
Ooh, nice answer.
Good job, guys. Okay, so Cole, who would you direct that to?
I think I'm going to let that one go to Senator Sullivan.
Okay, so that's me, and the answer is X, Y, Z.
And are there any other questions about this resolution? If there are none, we will now move into debate. The first point of the debate will always go to the author of the bill in question, and that is like when you provide context, when it's like a future order, and you just immediately present the context.
Yes, so this is when he would, again, provide context for his legislation. And then after debate, the author will motion, I move to pass this resolution.
No, it's I move. You don't say I motion. Once you move, it's become a motion, and I clarify it as a motion.
Yes.
So you always say I move.
Very important detail that will just make everything flow better. So I move to pass this resolution as written.
I think that's it.
That's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Ward. Always a pleasure. And so with that, I want to say thank you. I'm very excited for this year. Everyone real attention real fast. So those office hour signs, there are 7 more in my office. I've ordered the remaining ones for both the involvement. I'm going to have one in the involvement suite, and this is what's really exciting. On Wednesday, I believe Glenn hasn't responded to me yet, but I'm going on a walkthrough tour of the edge to find potential locations for a desk. And what I'm hoping we can work out, knowing our relationship with Glenn as good as it is potentially if you were going to sign up for an office hour, at the edge, which we'd have for maybe a 3-hour time period, that might be a potential free swipe into the edge. We'll see about that. But either way, that's going to be an awesome opportunity that I think will be heavily trafficked that I want you all to use. So we'll figure out about getting those office hour signs out to all of you guys. Honestly, there are 7 in the office upstairs in those private SGA offices. If before your office hours y'all want to go grab them, the 7 are kind of a free-for-all for any of you guys, and then the rest are being ordered. Thank you all for getting to your office hours. Those will be posted on the website. I'm going to send y'all a link. And then I guess to conclude, be safe, be smart, and be kind. Thank you.